Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, the university community has assembled for commencement.
Good morning. On behalf of Washington's premier and proudly publicly purposed university, I welcome you to these ceremonies celebrating what is our highest priority, the academic attainments of our students. For the fun and flair that have added to today's ceremony, please join me in thanking the members of the Bellingham Pipe Band. The flags in the procession and those along the back wall, including those of sovereign Indian nations, represent the origins and educational experiences of our graduates and Western's global reach. Please do remain standing for the Star-Spangled Banner. We'll be led in singing by vocal performance major Kristen Swenson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets roar, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The national anthem reminds us that we are a nation made great by the bonds that connect us. This morning we feel in those same bonds a connection to the other Americans in Connecticut experiencing unfathomable grieving. I ask that we take a moment of silence to think of them. Thank you. Please be seated. This is, on our campus, the happiest time of the year. We mark the importance of the day with the solemnity of centuries-old ritual, and we celebrate. We celebrate because today, like no other, captures why we are here and why we so enjoy being here. We celebrate, first and foremost, of course, the graduates of whom we are all so proud. Commencement is about graduates, to be sure, but it is also about values, commitments, and above all, people whose dedication make this moment possible. While we will be getting to our graduates in a bit, I do ask that you sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey as we first celebrate the many dimensions by which graduation is a community and not just an individual achievement. Over the past 112 years, Western Washington University has conferred more than 106,000 degrees. Today, we add 660. And although we only give diplomas to the graduates today, there are many who share their accomplishments. Please join me as we recognize those who have made possible the achievements of today's graduates. First, I ask that parents, including step-parents and guardians of our graduates, stand and remain standing so that your graduating sons and daughters may show their appreciation for your guidance and support. Do stay standing, and now please be joined by grandparents, great-grandparents, spouses, and significant others, and sons and daughters of the graduates. Please rise. And finally, friends, neighbors, aunts, uncles, and all others who have made this day possible. Thank you. You may be seated. There is, of course, one very special group whose contributions deserve particular recognition. Our graduates are widely recognized for their active minds, changing lives, because they learn side by side with the very best faculty and staff. Will the faculty and staff, including emeritus and emerita, please rise? Thank you. I add my personal thanks to this outstanding group of dedicated and caring mentors and teachers. In key leadership positions included with me on the platform today are our trustees, community leaders who, on behalf of you, the citizens of Washington, generously donate guidance and direction for your Western Washington University. The trustees present are Dick Thompson of Olympia, Dennis Matson of Seattle, Karen Lee of Covington, and Suzanne Sharp and Joseph Meyer of Bellingham. They look forward to congratulating our graduates as they receive their diplomas. Officers on the platform today, and I ask that they stand as I read their names, are Dr. Catherine Reardon, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Stephanie Bowers, Vice President for University Advancement, Richard Vandenhull, Vice President for Business and Financial Affairs, Steve Swan, Vice President for University Relations, and Sherry Berkey, Associate Vice President for University Relations. The deans on the platform today, and again I would ask them to stand, are Acting Dean of the Graduate School and Vice Provost for Research, Ms. Kathleen Kiddo, Dean of the College of Sciences and Technology, Dr. Jeff Wright, Dean of the Woodring College of Education, Dr. Francisco Rios, and Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Dr. Brent Carbajal, Dean of Fairhaven College of Interdisciplinary Studies, Dr. Roger Gilman, Dean of the College of Fine and Performing Arts, Mr. Daniel Guyette, Dean of the College of Business and Economics, Dr. Brian Burton, Dean of the Huxley College of the Environment, Dr. Steve Hollenhorst, and Interim Dean of Libraries, Rick Olson. The mace from medieval times symbolizes the university's authority to confer degrees and is appropriately borne by our most senior faculty member, Dr. Debnath Mukherjee, who has served this university with distinction for 51 years. The leader of our commencement procession, the University Marshal, is also appropriately the leader of our outstanding faculty. To bring you greetings on behalf of the faculty, I present Dr. Karen Stout, President of the Faculty Senate. Professor Stout.
President Shepard, members of the Board of Trustees, family and friends of the graduates. On behalf of the faculty of Western Washington University, I welcome you to the 2012 Fall Commencement. And to the graduates. To the graduates. I am honored to welcome you to this ceremony, which is designed to honor you and celebrate your accomplishments and your membership as alumni to Western Washington University. Enjoy the pomp and circumstance of this day, for this cultural practice is rich with symbolism. For nearly 1,000 years, ceremonies like this have taken place. What an amazing thing to think about. The regalia we wear is rooted in cultural traditions that are 700 to 800 years old. Universities have clearly grown and changed in that time, but this ritual reminds us of the communal linkages we have with each other across time and space. Today, you become a member of this community. Enjoy the pomp and circumstance of this day, for it celebrates your rite of passage from being students to being alumni. Today, Western's faculty, staff, and administrators celebrate you. We believed in you enough to welcome you into this community, and now we believe in you enough to send you out into the world as one of our own. Enjoy the pomp and circumstance of this day as you sit with and celebrate with your friends. You shared experiences with them in and outside of the classroom. You accomplished so much and learned so much with and because of each other. Celebrate today, but remember who went ahead of you and those who remain behind, because they are rooting for you too. Enjoy the pomp and circumstance of this day as it celebrates your family. Because if you haven't figured it out yet, today is their celebration too. Go ahead, that's fine. You can, absolutely. Absolutely. They lifted you up to get you to this day, and they have a stake in your accomplishments too. And I know they want to celebrate, right, family? Enjoy the pomp and circumstance of this day, for it was designed by a team of event planners who want you to enjoy this celebration for the revelry that it is, a celebration of you. Collectively, we all have worked very hard to be in this place right here, right now. Celebrating you, graduates. Enjoy every minute of it. On behalf of the faculty of Western Washington University, congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Stout. Western proudly exists as a manifestation of the vision and the values of the people of the state of Washington. From Washington's earliest days, our tax-paying citizens have supported their belief in public higher education and in you, our graduates, as a pathways for continually brighter futures for all. The people of Washington own, guide, and govern Western, their university, through a citizen board of trustees. To bring you greetings on behalf of the Board of Trustees is Trustee Dick Thompson.
Good morning, graduates, family and friends of graduates, and honored and distinguished guests. I bring you greetings and congratulations on behalf of the Western Washington University Board of Trustees and the people of the state of Washington. As you may know, it is the governor, and through her, the citizens of our great state, that appoint a Citizens Board of Trustees who then, as volunteers, steward the legacy of this great university. Speaking on behalf of my board colleagues here today, it is an honor to serve in this role and a responsibility that we all take very seriously. I'm here on behalf of all of the trustees, but I can't help but take a minute to share some personal thoughts. Over 47 years ago, I was sitting right there where you're at today. I don't remember what was said, apologies to our commencement speakers, but I do remember how I was feeling, except for the fact that I had already started my annual summer job at an Everett paper mill and had to work graveyard shift that night and couldn't party with my buddies. I was feeling pretty great. I was feeling that I'd learned a lot, accomplished something important, and had loved my experience at Western. I'd come to Western to get a degree, prepare myself for law school, play on the golf team, not necessarily in that order, but along the way, I discovered that I had learned and gained so much more. My hope is that you'll leave with similar feelings and that they'll stay with you as long as they've stayed with me. I would also like to give you a charge from the people of Washington State. With their tax dollars, they've invested in your future so that you may develop your talents and follow your aspirations, not only for your own benefit, but for the benefit of our statewide community as well. Today marks a significant transition in your lives. It marks the beginning of your opportunity and your responsibility to contribute to the social, economic, and cultural health of our state, and also to Western. As you embark on the exciting personal and professional journeys that lie ahead, remember the pride that the people of Washington State and those of us here at Western take in your success. On behalf of your Western Washington University trustees, congratulations and best wishes for all your endeavors.
Thank you, Trustee Thompson. Ms. Brandy Whittemire is your class speaker. The Provost Selection Committee chose Brandy for this honor from a group of outstanding candidates nominated by our academic programs. Brandy leaves Western today with more than a bachelor's degree. She also graduates with a newfound love of botany. During her 2 years at Fairhaven College of Interdisciplinary Studies, she became known as a passionate student, particularly when it came to identifying and studying plants. Brandy discovered her love of botany in a class taught by Fairhaven Associate Professor John Tuxell. She enjoyed spending time collecting and identifying plants and loved studying their relationships to their surroundings, their uses for food and medicine, and their potential roles in ecological conservation. Brandy graduated from high school in Ohio and spent 10 years traveling and working in national parks around the country before coming to Bellingham for college. She says she owes much of her success to the support of her partner, Stephen Hutton, and stepson, Dylan Hutton. Her parents, Patty and Paul Whittemire, are watching today from Ohio. Please welcome your class speaker, Brandy Whittemire.
Thank you, and hello everyone. When I was asked to deliver the student commencement speech for our graduating class today, I had only one question: why me? I was told it was because my story was compelling and different from the rest. Well, I thought, that's a given. I'm a Fairhaven student. But so, okay, I'm 32 instead of 22, like most of this graduating class. I'm a proud mother of a 2-year-old and stepmom to a 10-year-old. I'm also an interdisciplinary student whose academic interests cannot easily be defined in 1 or 2 words. However, what really makes my story special and what got me here today are qualities no different from any other graduating student here. Every single one of us embodies discipline, determination, perseverance, and most importantly, passion. Passion is undoubtedly the most important tool we can take with us into our future lives and careers. For unwavering passion for what we do will build us up, move us forward, and set us aside from the rest. For each one of you, your passions in life are unique to you and you alone. Yes, we may share common interests in our academic studies and artistic expressions. But for each one of you, your passions are comprised of your own experiences. They are your stories. For some of you, your passions are only half defined by your degree titles, and for others, not at all. Maybe it's because you haven't had enough life experience to figure it out yet, or maybe it's because the passion you've displayed thus far in your academics has simply been to move beyond this stage in life. But that's okay, because we all share another common thread. From this day forward, we carry with us privilege. The privilege of education from a esteemed university that is sure to usher in opportunities of all kinds. And with those privileges come responsibility. Responsibility to ourselves, that is. We have the responsibility to never pass up those opportunities. And by opportunities, I mean opportunities of all kinds. Although I'm sure our parents would be pleased to see us focus on our career goals first, we owe ourselves happiness. The Dalai Lama once said, "Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions." So get out there, travel, meet new people, try new things, accept great job offers, and take your time doing it. We don't need to be in a hurry to live the rest of our lives. Remember to live in the moment and look for opportunities at hand. I spent nearly a decade between high school and college, traveling the American West, trying to figure out who I am and what this country is all about. Although not the traditional route, it was the best route for me, because by the time I got to school, I knew exactly who I was and what I wanted, and all the pieces fell perfectly into place after that. Today, I stand before you with a degree in restoration ecology and a serious passion for botany. This is a title and source of passion that would have never been possible had I not sought out personal happiness and fearlessly took opportunities at hand. Remember to trust your instincts. Even when you doubt your capabilities, push forward, because we will never discover what it is we are truly passionate about if we don't take the time to look. Serendipity may trump our original plans, but luck is the byproduct of walking the right path. I know we are all a little apprehensive of what comes next, and maybe a little scared we don't know as much as we've spent the last few years thinking we know. But we are intelligent, well-educated, and capable. Remember all those moments that led up to this one right now, all those lessons that fueled your fire, for they are the first few chapters in your story. Hold your heads up high, let your passions propel you forward on the path of life, and become the person you were meant to be. You will stand out from all others, and you will be unstoppable. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy. Commencement is a time to celebrate enduring traditions. At Western, ours is the tradition of making a difference, of being the difference. Today, we honor that tradition through the President's Award, made in a recognition of exemplary contributions to the university's mission of service. I ask that the recipient of the President's Award, Virginia Wright, please come forward. I ask Provost Reardon to step forward to assist me in making the award. President John F. Kennedy once said, The life of the arts, far from being an interruption or distraction in the life of a nation, is very close to the center of a nation's purpose and a test of the quality of a nation's civilization. It is difficult to imagine what Western Washington University, and indeed the Northwest region we are fortunate to call home, would look like without the imprint of Virginia and the late Bagley Wright. The distinctive character of our region's university campuses, our fine arts institutions, and indeed our skylines all bear witness to the Wrights' legacy of supporting art in the public sphere. As a daughter of a Bellingham native, Prentice Blodell, Virginia Wright would seem to be destined for regional influence. Yet after studying art at Barnard College and starting work at a premier art gallery in Manhattan, it seemed more likely that she would remain in New York. It is our great good fortune that she returned to Seattle and that her father recognized her passionate eye by endowing the Virginia Wright Fund with a mandate to purchase public art. In the 43 years since, Virginia Wright's vision, generosity, and adventurous spirit have helped put Western on the map as a world-class art destination. Of the 29 pieces in Western's nationally acclaimed sculpture collection, the Wright Fund purchased 5 and partially funded 2. 6 more were donated from the Wrights' personal collection. These include the iconic 20th century works such as the massive yet delicately balanced edifice of Marc de Souveyro's Four Handel, the colossal enveloping planes of Richard Serra's Wright's Triangle, and the energetic escalation of Bruce Naumann's Stadium Piece. But Western's campus represents just a part of the Wrights' influence on the art in the Northwest. In addition to purchasing and contributing to numerous public art works in and around Seattle, Virginia Wright helped establish the Washington Art Consortium, a nationally unique partnership that enables 7 museums, including Western's gallery, to share ownership of the prestigious art collections of American works on paper. Bagley Wright, popularly known as Seattle's patron saint of the arts, served on numerous boards and was both a tireless campaign fundraiser and generous contributor himself. He was one of the investors and developers behind the Space Needle and helped found the Seattle Repertory Theater, which later named its largest performing space after him. These and many more contributions to the cultural life of the Northwest cannot be simply laid at the feet of Virginia or Bagley. It is well known that the Wrights were a formidable team, mutually supporting, consulting, and collaborating together. Sadly, Bagley Wright passed away in 2011, but the Wrights' generous support continues to nurture the arts at Western. Virginia Wright recently provided the means to create 2 new art galleries in the Performing Arts Center and to renovate a 3rd gallery, which now houses a rare collection of tapestries by Alexander Calder. That the newly completed galleries are located in 2 of the busiest public spaces on our campus will ensure that more people will have the opportunity to enjoy great works of art for many years to come. Virginia Wright joins us today with her sons Charles and Bing and daughters-in-law Barbara and Miggs. The President's Award is symbolized with an original piece of art by Christopher Morrison. In this piece of art, Mr. Morrison has captured in the glass the spirit of the award, the spirit that epitomizes what is special about Western, the spirit of giving back. In recognition of their visionary and comprehensive support for the arts, their deep personal commitment to making great art accessible to the public, and their marvelous generosity to this campus and the greater Pacific Northwest, Western Washington University proudly bestows upon Virginia and Bagley Wright the President's Award, our highest honor.
Thank you.
Also the plaque, too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Simon Blackwell, Western Washington University class of 1984, is your commencement speaker. At 16 years of age, Mr. Blackwell was drawn to Western by a sense of adventure and opportunities to go kayaking and rock climbing and row on crew. But he also worked hard academically. Inspired by faculty in the philosophy department, he remembers Tom Downing and Phil Montague as witty and compassionate faculty members who also were forthright in their opinions. He continued to study philosophy at Bowling Green State University, where he also studied computer science. He went on to serve as a technology executive at several companies, founding 2 startups himself. For 5 years, Mr. Blackwell has been Vice President of Technology and Digital Gaming at Wizards of the Coast, a subsidiary of Hasbro and the home of Dungeons & Dragons, Magic the Gathering, and many other role-playing games. He describes himself as a student of happiness and strives to create a work environment that embodies a sense of joy as well as accomplishment. A 2010 distinguished alumnus from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Mr. Blackwell has maintained a relationship with Western for many years. He is a member of the Old Main Society, the President's Club, and the board of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences Advancement Council. He also funds a scholarship in the name of his professors, Downing and Montague. Mr. Blackwell's daughter is also a Western student. He and his wife, Juliana Perez, live on Bainbridge Island. Please join me in welcoming your commencement speaker, Simon Blackwell.
Thank you, President Shepard. And hello, Western students, faculty, family, friends, trustees, and staff. Thank you for having me here today. I'd like to take a moment and ask 2 people to stand. People who made a tremendous difference in my life. Doctors Downing and Montague. Please give them a round of applause. Over the last, and by the way, I don't expect you to remember any of this. What I expect you to remember is that you can make a difference and that people are making a difference in your life. Over the last 3 years, Western has developed a message that can be encapsulated in 3 phrases: active minds, changing lives, and most recently, a phrase associated with a capital campaign that's been launched: Western stands for Washington. Active minds, changing lives, Western stands for Washington. So what are you thinking about? Whose life will you change, and for what do you stand? Tell me, what is it that you plan to do with your one wild and precious life, as the poet Mary Oliver would say? Students, for the last 4 to 5 years, you've been in an environment that cultivated an active mind. Having attended Western myself, I know you might have been cultivating a few other things along the way, but you did make it here today, so clearly the mind was the most important. Parents, those of you preoccupied with worry about your graduate getting a degree in art or history or music or some other discipline with apparently limited financial opportunity and practicality, let me say I earned one might consider the most impractical of degrees, one in philosophy. If the point was to get a job, you should have sent your sons and daughters to tech school to learn how to weld. Instead, you sent them to Western to get a higher education which enhances life in many more ways than just job market prospects. So put your preoccupation aside. And by the way, there's certainly nothing wrong with welding. I've met many people that make plenty of money and enjoy what they're doing and make a huge difference in the world by welding. Starting in 1977, I went to school here for 2 years and I studied philosophy, alternative forms of food like brownies and tea, kayaking, and climbing. which was very useful at the time for entering what were then all-female dorms. My father was pretty concerned and transferred something of an existential crisis to myself, so I dropped out and joined the Green Berets. Tom Downing wondered more about my sanity than my understanding of existentialism and referred me to a psychologist. My father, a psychiatrist who is not an advocate of violence, actually said, "Thank goodness, something practical." 3 years later, my crisis over, I returned. Professor Tom Downing was surprised by my continued existence, given what I'd gone off to do, and he was glad I was over being existential. He was never a fan of Nietzsche. And since I was now funding my own education, or at least the government was, my father began wondering about the meaning of his life rather than mine, and I resumed most of my former activities and graduated with a degree in philosophy 2 years later. So what did I get? What did Western provide to me? What do I know that every single student in this room will get? Long before the taglines existed, Western ensured I'd developed an active mind. It had helped me develop the skills to choose how I might change lives and ensured I could stand as required at any given moment in life to succeed. While a student here, I developed emotional and philosophical perspectives from examples of courage and commitment. I worked for a professor who was losing his vision, for whom I read books onto tape. If I had a question about what I'd read, and when I read, I'd say what page and paragraph I was reading, he would refer me to a page and paragraph that perhaps he had never seen. Now that's an astonishing commitment to memory. I met a student whose father had disowned him for the audacity and impracticality of deciding to study music, to focus on guitar of all things. And my roommates and I, in graciousness, decided that we would sublet our 3-foot wide, 8-foot long, 9-foot high closet to him for $50 a week. Actually, it was $50 a month, actually. Now we'd probably charge per week. He built a bed in the top, stored his clothes in the desk down below, and proceeded to graduate from this esteemed university. So I'm sure that many of you have had similar experiences here at Western. But what about the education front? I tried a lot of classes with perhaps more practicality than philosophy. A class in biology and physics and calculus, in education and psychology and business. I also took some classes associated with perhaps less practical degrees, dance, art, history, and it turned out they all helped at some point. Biology was pretty useful as a medic in the Green Berets, as was learning to dance before I learned martial arts. Physics helped me with home remodeling after I bought a house. At least my failing at word problems convinced me that I needed to hire an architect when I did that. And my art class at least let me convey meaningful pictures to the architect about what it is that I wanted. I'm a sailor, and calculus has helped with my navigation, and I do get where I plan to get. And anyone who's ever been a manager knows that education and psychology are hugely helpful in handling staff. And we would be here for a long, long time if I listed all the ways that philosophy has helped me. Suffice it to say that studying epistemology and what it means to know that I know something does help when one tries to program artificial intelligence into computers. Choose any discipline. Choose your discipline, and you'll find any number of things of value. Students, you may not have experienced these things yet, but I guarantee you will. You've all completed your general university requirements and have attended one of the top liberal arts universities in the country. For those of you that have what you consider practical degrees, and I can pick on computer science here because I run a technology organization, the world may be a different place than what major you chose. Getting employment today may not be easy. For those where there's a high demand, like computer science, you'll probably get a job. but the world can change very quickly. In the 1980s, there was a book that was titled The Decline and Fall of the American Programmer. In 2001, after having been unemployed myself for 6 months, I was hired as a technology executive at Washington Mutual. Over the next year, 50% of the 75 software developers, testers, and engineers I hired were either unemployed, bartenders, or taxi drivers. Now it's the opposite. That being said, regardless, you attended Western and have a top-notch liberal arts education, and you have the skills to adapt. You're left with the same consummately practical skills as a result of your education here. The ability to discern the unlikely from the likely, the rational from the irrational, and the useful from the irrelevant. These are more important than a choice that might luckily get you employment. But even more important, in my opinion, and threaded throughout this day, is the choice that you make to make a difference, the point that you choose to make out of your life. And there is a point, and I didn't learn it in philosophy. And unless you choose to use your skills here, whether they be academic or emotional or philosophical, the skills you learned over the last 4 or 5 years, I assure you, you won't make a difference. And finding it doesn't have to be some esoteric Hegelian dialectic where you're expected to experience conflict in order to arrive at some predetermined conclusion. It's actually pretty easy. It's about you, and it's about others. So first, about you. Would you like to live a little longer? Yeah, anybody? Then find a purpose. It doesn't need to be intrinsically meaningful or grand or immediate or direct or even long-term. I had my annual physical last week. It was provided by an MD, PhD family practitioner who stands for doing what fulfills you. She does that herself. She could clearly have a far bigger job, but she's a family practitioner. And she said, "You are the healthiest male patient I have, and I know this because you do what you enjoy and what you stand for. Everyone should do that. If someone thinks that good brownies are important and they can make good brownies, then they should make them and they should sell them through Whole Foods." And this was prior to the the little vote of a few weeks ago. Perhaps the greatest evidence of this is the death rate when people go into inactive retirement or lose a spouse. Those retiring at 55 have roughly double the chance of dying before 65, even after you get rid of disability and extended health care. For every extra year of early inactive retirement, people lose 2 months of life, and the spousal death rate increases by 50% for a similar age range. They lose a purpose, and they die. Most of you are not close to 55. Maybe a few of you are. Perhaps you're getting a degree for your next purpose. And that clearly defined purpose anchors a reason to get up in the morning. And that brings me to the second point. Because if you make that point about somebody or something else, it will be pretty powerful. You want to be a millionaire? Why? For yourself, for your family, for the money you could contribute to Western or to some other institution? You'll find it easier to keep going if you've made it about somebody or something else. After all, if you are depressed or lethargic, it's a lot easier to give up on yourself when you need a boost to keep going. It's pretty easy to stay in bed and say, I don't need to make that next million. Things are fine. So, what's my stand? Sometimes I find it hard to figure out. There's a pretty popular song right now that one could interpret as cynical or not. One of the lines is about laying in bed at night, wondering what I stand for. I've wondered that like everybody. Interestingly, sometimes observers can tell you what's going on. I had 2 bosses tell me, "Simon, you are either the world's best actor or you really want what's best for the company and the people around you? Well, if I was the world's best actor, I would have endowed multiple scholarships at this university because I would make a lot more money. But I'm not. But I've looked back over my life and realized that in a teaching or coaching capacity is when I've been the happiest and most effective. So what do I stand for? I stand for all of you students at this university. But as a result, I stand for Western and the impact it has on the world. And we know that that is far-reaching in environmentalism and global relationships, and just even in the state, things like freedom of choice in marriage. I stand for the faculty that educates you and the commitment they have to fully engaging their students rather than chasing research and publications. I stand for your parents and their willingness to both let you go and fund your education, especially when you were freshmen and sophomores and weren't very gracious about it. I presume that you'll be more gracious today. I stand for those that fund this institution, the taxpayers and the corporations and the scholarship providers. And I stand for those, the Board of Trustees, that volunteer their time for this great institution. And when I wonder at night, what do I stand for? I remember them, and I remember that they stand for other things, and my motivation comes back. It's strange that way. If you stand for others, it tends to fill up your mind with what they stand for. We're all in this together, and whatever we stand for, we can make a difference in. And for an active, educated mind, the question changes not from what or why, but to how can I make a difference? How, as my wife would say, can I fold the laundry to express my love for my family? And she does that. And she also works a full-time job. So who's ready to take a stand? And remember, you do not have to take a stand today for any particular thing. Go off and travel the country for 10 years. But along the way, I guarantee you, you'll be taking stands for something or somebody. And if you don't think you are, I ask that you look at that. So if you are a student today and you know what you're standing for, and I know Brandy knows, then I ask you to stand up. So stand up if you know what you stand for. Well, that's pretty impressive. Any students, if you're still sitting, if you see somebody who is standing, another student, who simply based on your trust in their conviction and who they are and are willing to stand for them, I ask you to stand up. Faculty, staff, trustees, if you see somebody standing who you have the conviction in to support, regardless of what it is that they stand for, I ask you to please stand. Family, if you see a student standing who you will continue to stand for, and friends, if you see a student who you will continue to stand for after this day, I ask you to stand up. And so for all of you, I suggest that after today, regardless of whether you're a student or a faculty member or a family or a friend, to go out and enjoy your wild and precious lives, keep your minds active, change lives, take a stand for yourself and for others, and after you leave, for Western. Thanks.
Thank you, Simon. Dean Kiddo will now come forward and present the master's candidates.
Will the candidates for the master's degree now rise and remain standing? Will the faculty please rise? Mr. President,
Dean Kiddo.
I present these candidates for the master's degree upon the recommendation of their faculty advisors, their thesis committees, and on behalf of our faculty. I certify that they have satisfactorily completed the course requirements for the master's degree, have met the high scholastic standings of the university, and have been approved by the Graduate Council. I present them for the conferring of their degrees.
I'm pleased to receive these candidates. On the recommendation of the faculty of Western Washington University, and by the authority vested in me by our Board of Trustees, and in conformity with the laws of the state of Washington, I confer upon you the degree appropriate to the work you have completed, with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Thank you, Dean Kiddo.
Thank you, President Shepard.
Dr. Elizabeth Boland, along with major professors, will assist with the hooding. Dean Kiddo will read the names of the master's candidates. Will the candidates for the master's degree proceed to the platform? Faculty may be seated.
Thank you. Julie Ann Kirsch, Master of Science, Psychology, Experimental. Ryan Anaka, Master of Science, Geography. Clayton Bales, Master of Science, Environmental Science. Monica Ponce McDermott, Master of Science, Environmental Science. Kara Seisu Bertram, Master of Arts, History, Archives, and Records Management. Laura Chappell Hammond, Master of Education, Continuing and College Education. Vidya Bobby, Master of Science, Computer Science. Alexandra Jacqueline Qatar, Master of Arts, History. Dale R. Baker, Master of Arts, Rehabilitation Counseling. Okay. David W. Stewart, Master of Arts, Rehabilitation Counseling. Jorel Grover, Master of Arts, Anthropology. Christopher James Nofziger, Master of Arts, History. Teresa Downard, Master of Science, Mathematics. Lisa Spicer, Master of Arts, Anthropology. Summer Rose Huntington, Master of Science, Kinesiology. David Lossberg, Master of Business Administration. Will Chen, Master of Business Administration. Michelle Vendiola, Master of Education, Students Affairs Administration. I Jun Zhang, Master of Business Administration. Please join me in congratulating these candidates who have completed their master's degree.
Thank you, Dean Kiddo. Graduates, are you ready? Are you ready? The diploma you received today represents the result of your hard work and perseverance. But it is also a gift given to you by many, your families, the citizens of Washington, our faculty and staff, and the many philanthropists who support scholarships and add a margin of extra excellence. Your rewards will be lifelong because you put your active minds to changing lives. You know, for you practice it, that the most valued gift any of us have is a gift of giving back. Education becomes truly higher when being put to higher purposes. Provost Reardon will join me for conferring the bachelor's degrees upon the eligible candidates.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees please rise and remain standing? That's you, okay? Will the faculty please rise? Mr. President,
Madam Provost,
I am proud to present these graduates, and on behalf of the faculty of Western Washington University, I recommend they be awarded the baccalaureate degree, subject, of course, to the satisfactory completion of any outstanding assignments.
I am pleased to receive these candidates. On the recommendation of the faculty of Western Washington University and by the authority vested in me by our Board of Trustees and in conformity with the laws of the state of Washington, I confer upon you the degree appropriate to the work you have completed, with all of the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations, you are now graduates. It is a tradition that you now move your tassel from the right to the left. You may be seated. We now come to that part of the program that you've been waiting for 4 years, or perhaps 5, or we hand to each of you a unique piece of our proud tradition, that uniquely Western approach to higher education that is now an inseparable part of you. You may proceed to the platform to receive your diploma when called by your dean.
The graduates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, please come forward. Jennifer Catherine Benton, cum laude. Sierra Morgan Stover. Sarah Renee Bullier. Cameron Michael Meinberg. Marisa Abruzzini. Kristen T. Fontanilla. Mardilla Omar Aga. Faria Omar Ali. Sarah Nu Malin. Selamarit Afeworki. Faith Sirra Bradley. Jacqueline Marie Berg. Melissa Blackmore. Christopher Joel Brown. Danielle Marie Benson. Nicholas Fitzgerald. Ariana Franzman. Elena Brown. Christopher David Davis. John William Brannon. Sean R. Northington, cum laude. Thomas Owen Howes. Nicole F. Harris. Jonathan S. Eckert. Sarah Elizabeth Courtney. Peter Black. Ariana Boyd. Calvin Benjamin Helker. Emily Ruth Pruitt. Josephine Liengo Coles. Judith Ann Nebeker Arrington. Megan Renee Lintelman. Michelle Renee Bolke. Jeffrey Hanks. Derek Lyle Geddert. Simon Timming Ho. Andy Aaron Randalls. Devin Palmer Doan. Megan May Gelbach. Mitchell David Elias. Daniel Scott Longager, cum laude. Jennifer Alice Huffman. Dacia Shea Howell. Olivia Schock, cum laude. Whitney Ann Wells. Alexis Nicole Malos. Cameron Lewis Fabush. Jesse Bryan. Abel Tekla. Andrea Renee Hassel. Ivor Funke. Stephen Rex Mason Jr., cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Murphy. Jack Renee Axine. Anthony Day. Shara Lee Lozier. Kristen Elizabeth Seeley. Janowski Heron Jr. Kirsten Lee Gordon. Natalie Elise Kelm. Margaret Elizabeth Farland. Samantha Saito Weiss. Ariel de la Rosa Amoranto. Jabran Ahmed. Marissa Bittens Muramoto. David Christian Newman. John Travis Capshaw. Sadaf Hayat. Lauren Chelsea Pena. Lacey Marie Cullison. Ian Alexander Stark. Michelle Akiko Prapisurikul. Mari Oshiro. Adekumbi Aluapemi Ajiboye. Stephanie Ann Lonzak. Madeline Nixter. Courtney Christine Price. Kelsey Catherine Wheat. Rebecca Sarah Ann Rathbun, cum laude. Jeffrey Jacob Rudy Crine. Veronica Natalia Sanchez. Judy M. Lee. Lacey Nicole Nation. Amy Lene Suttles. Stephanie Elaine Love. Alexander David Milne. Kylie Ann Johnson. Amy Catherine Famelos, cum laude. Megan Janice Razinski. Selena Betsabe Valdez. Scarlett Angiano, magna cum laude. Rebecca Rubitai. Sarah Rose Aitchison, cum laude. Emily Grace Flory. Patricia Caitlin Rupar. Nathaniel Richard Lyon. Christy Walzak. Cameron M. Schmidt. Jordan Marie Heidel. Kayla Christine Hendrickson. Kaylee Lynn Larson. Carolyn Kendall Sims. Laura Mae Sievertson. Katie Ann Hall Blick. Ana Karen Perez Guzman. Andrew James Wager. Sheldon Lyle Lassard. Ian Robert Munger. Rowan M. Marsh. Stephanie F. Smith. Chelsea Valeria Lansing, cum laude. Curtis Allen Weiser. Femi David Llewellyn Harris Jr. Amanda Page Monaco. Melissa Spencer Jurgens. Whitney Helene McCarty. Emily Ann Hildebrand. Liz Yates. Daniel Paul Titobi. Patrick Thomas Spilsbury. Alton Jeffrey Logue. W. Rydell. Corey Bennett Stoll. Fiona Yao. Elise Marie Rose. Anne Louise Rarick. Kelly Rivers. John Marshall Woodworth. Kitty Lynn Sigurdsson. Courtney Alicia Williams. Kalina K. Will. Andrew James Watkins. Matthew Ryan Donaldson. Neil Lavelle Schertz. Margaret Emma Butterworth, of the University Honors. Megan Elizabeth Mabel. Nicole C. Marshall. Christina L. Webb. Zachary Tabor Walls. Jesse Summer Levine. Matthew Floyd Wilson. Caitlin Lee Ann Sullivan. Catherine Ann Smith. Adam Joseph Robbins. Taylor Edward Klein, magna cum laude. Sarah Marie Clue. Jessica Lee Moore. Amber Don Cavelti. Jordan Alexis Gould. Tony Lawrence. Ashley K. Trin. Luke Austin Wiesner. Ryan Nordine. Lindsey Brown. Natalie Rochelle Nelson, cum laude. Molly Berkey Hopper. Jennifer Lynn Hunter. Jared Douglas Bale. Leah Margaret Johnston. Taylor Lee Sundstrom, cum laude. Cassandra Lynn Kerr. Renee Kathleen Ward, magna cum laude. Yana Kath Wilson. Joshua William Lott. Kelsey Rose Gaucher, cum laude. Shelby L. Dilnick. Danica Nicole Summer. Jennifer Elizabeth Smith. Anna Mueller. Stephen M. Keller, cum laude. Aaron A. Adrian. Sean Minig. Jennifer Lee Beavers. Gregory Todd Legacy, magna cum laude. Daniel Christopher. Elizabeth Runkle. Brittany Nicole Brown. Aaron Miller. Emily Ann Hollingsworth. Rebecca J. Verda, cum laude. Alexander Ryan Lidner. Mike Neston, cum laude. Donna Katharina Price. Please join me in congratulating these graduates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Candidates from the College of Sciences and Technology, please come forward. Philip Douglas Swinburne. David Meyer, cum laude. David Thaddeus Lipinski. Scott Allen Menace. Kaylin Elizabeth Courage. Joshua David Winker. Robin W. Harris. Matthew James Renshaw Rudell. Kaylee Buckman. Daryl J. Morgan. Marcus Anthony Macedon Tasuna Santa. Sebastian Imle. Christiana Gutierrez. Travis William Peters. Kyle Patrick Kennock. Forrest Aaron Smith. Caitlin Lockwood.
Yeah!
Adriana Carlene Gonzalez. Bobby May Bushnell. Kelly Ann Cates. Jeff D. Hoyt. Alex Hart Faguras. Tolo James Johnson III. Alicia Marie King. Hannah Burrich Fast, cum laude. John Ernest Fabian. Catherine Marie Swift. William Timothy Felton. Kendra Starr Willing. Samantha Takusoto Bellucci. Damaris Sonia K. Nafidad. Rochelle Ann Zener. Nicholas Michael Ray. Alexander Rott. Godfrey N. Grossman. Miranda Claire O'Donnell. Patrick Lawson Turner. Preston Meyer Reed. David Whitney. Anthony Zaini. Margaret Elizabeth Van Patten. Ryan Bozer. Jeff Bozer. Isaac L. Rosenberg. Corey James Ashline. Russell James Cato. Nathan Joseph Brickett. Sarah Lintag Opem. Kevin Mills Falstad. Brooke Elizabeth McDonald. Eric Douglas Cole. Eric Andrew Chan. Connor Patrick Leahy. Jelaine Kelly. Howard Kwan. Paymon Haydari. Alan Boyd. Please join me in congratulating the graduates of the College of Sciences.
Will the candidates from the College of Business and Economics please come forward? Kenneth D. Holzheimer. Noah Gabriel Stutz. Brianna L. Lechschmidt. Kelly Michael Black. Michelle Renee Meyer. Brian Wright Harris. Krista Marie Bicker. Jessica Del Rosio Lopez. Brittany Ann Brown. Lisa Chow. Zakaria S. Abdirahim. Hasib Osman Ali. Alpha Omar Diallo. Seth Joseph Milosevic. Kellen Violi Baumgartner. Sarah Alma Donahue McKinley. Matthew James Skaggs. Jessica Ann Costigan. Thomas Canuck. Rachel Marie Perry. Dustin Wallinga. Tao Wong. Lee Do Nak Nguyen. Tyler M. Atkinson. Riley James Spears. Myra Vanda Shimshaw. Anna Marie Hiley. Terrence Alexander Todd III. Kristen Geneva Hershey. Jennifer Ty Fan. Shelby Ann Hunter. Jenna Lynn Badia. Brandon Aaron Bethel. Spencer Michael Heinzel. Thomas Blair Kaufman. Anna Louise Shies, cum laude. Melissa A. Kuto. Lee Ma. Luke Elliott Udaley. Ung Chi Ling. Andrew M. Fukuyama. Trainer John Cannon. Lynn Sun Smith. Spencer R. Taylor. Michael Nelson. Cynthia M. Medina. Melissa M. Lang. Chun Yao. Aljinder Kaur Baal. Allison Elaine Hebden. Kyle Joseph Halterman. Veronica Lynn Spalding. Bryce Hamilton Coffin. Megan Christina Long. Alex Thomas Tilley. Tyler T. Nichols. Rachel Annis. Colin Randall Jones. Keon Farahani. Kyle Ronald Romaine. Ross Schran von Hocht. Derek Lane Weigelt. Reed Watson Jones. Taylor J.W. Abbott. Dylan Alexander Spencer. Bonnie Marie Perez. Sophia Ariel McCloy. Ying Sen Miles. William David Houseman. Jason Paul Schonberg. Joshua David Freeze. Kenny Byung-suk Lee. Paul S. Yang. Matthew Christian Rhodes. Andrea Mary Georgopoulos. Maxwell Turner Hoagie. Samuel H. Farrington, cum laude. Max Nicholas Berry. Andrew John Krause. Nicholas A. Fetro. Please join me in congratulating these graduates of the College of Business and Will the candidates from the College of Fine and Performing Arts please come forward? Benjamin Curtis Gregoire. Kelly N. Byard. Megan R. K. Nakamura. Kaylee Ariel Piper. Sean Dutton. Brian Shepard. Jordan Vincent Hinkle. Samantha McField. Samuel James Case. Please join me in congratulating these new graduates from the College of Fine and Performing Arts.
Will the candidates from Fairhaven College of Interdisciplinary Studies please come forward? Emily Laura White. Simon Jacob Davis Cohen. Hannah Claire Hoffman. Natalie Angelica Eberts. Nicholas S. Duncan. Randy Aaron Whittemire. And Carol Hogan.
Please join me in congratulating these graduates of Fairhaven College.
Will the graduates of the Huxley College of the Environment please come forward? Sarah Jane Itzak, magna cum laude, University Honors. Andrea Jordan Pitts. Sarah Lorene Phillips. Alana Marie DeMarco. Chad Aaron Tripp. Matthew Jennings Peterson. Samuel Earl Payne. Carla Ann Gallen. Shane Michael McKinley. Shelby Lynn Clary. Megan Elizabeth Larson. Jennifer A. Dunn. Marisa Sarah Mickelson. Ashley Nicole Allen, cum laude. Brooke Rochelle Asplin. Ashley Wesley. Jessica P. Davis. Hannah Lee Vigu. Rachel Noel Morton. Emily Patricia Berry. Patricia Loman Robinson. Ryan Matthew Johnson. Bobby Wanger. Andrew Christopher Wells. Lauren Michelle Odom. Amber Noel Wichtendal. Aaron J. Ellick. Anthony J. Gibson. Luke Frederick Jensen. Matthew Paulson. Owen Whitcomb. Spencer David Boyer. Nick Lanoy. Please join me in congratulating these graduates from Pete Huxley College of
Environment. Will the candidates from the Blooming College of Education please come forward?
Amanda Brown. Angela Nicole
McElroy. Melissa Maurer.
Erica Christine
Monroe. Megan Woodworth, cum laude. Cassandra Brittany
Dirkup. Ashley Dawn
Stacy. Rebecca Leah Mulkey.
Highland Alexandra Bodie. Chelsea Ham Magnet
Laudy.
Kimberly Bertson.
Crystal Jean Russell.
Kimberly Sue Thompson, magna cum laude. Rachel Ann Hoover. Kira Genevieve Kundal. Daryl Chris M. Denorio.
Sarah
Ray Metcalf.
cum laude.
Jasmine Sanchez.
Molly Kelpsick, cum laude. Nicole Eris Glaze.
Gracie Avalon Woolley, magna cum laude. Andrew Thomas Farley. Stephanie Christine Honey.
Bethany
Marie Park.
Robin J. Mueller.
Molly Hope.
Katrina
Marie Anderson.
Tetsuya Key.
Morgan
Green. Shannon
Claire Brock.
Naima Muhurnur Maruf. Please join me in congratulating the graduates from the Woodring College of Education.
Let's express our pride in our graduates one more time. I would like to express my appreciation to the many people who have worked long hours planning and implementing today's ceremony. A special thanks to those who volunteered their time to serve in so many critical roles. I ask that the audience remain here during the recession of the faculty and students to the traditional memory walk ceremony. Our graduates will proceed toward the stage where the students will pass by the faculty and deposit their student ID cards or other memorabilia, poems, plans for the future, old parking tickets, in a box which we will later seal and cement in the walkway in front of Old Main. After completion of the memory walk ceremony, graduates will meet their guests outside. Kristen Swenson will now lead us as we sing the alma mater. She'll be accompanied by the Western String Quartet. Please do join in. The words are on the back cover of your program. Please rise and remain standing in place for the alma mater and until the recessional of faculty and graduates is complete.